Greetings and welcome to the channel. My name is Dr. Narcissistic, Transformational Coach here at Inner Mileage, where we help folks transform, heal, and optimize their lives right here, right now. Today we're going to be talking about escaping narcissistic abuse through the lens of shifting from the third dimensional world to the fourth dimensional world to the fifth dimensional world. So from a 3D, 4D, and 5D perspective. And the whole notion behind this is to recognize that your narcissistic abuse was not a setback, but an initiation, a spiritual call to awaken, to ascend, and to transform. And in the video, we'll explain how escaping this abuse, narcissistic abuse, mirrors the process of moving through dimensions, from the heavy fear-based third dimension to the awakening of the fourth dimension, and ultimately to the love and freedom of the fifth dimension. Together, we'll uncover this using insights from ancient wisdom, modern psychology, cosmic truths, and other points of reference to help you transcend the cycles of abuse and step into your true power in this age of Aquarius. So let's understand the dimensions. So the third dimension, or the 3D, is the world of physical reality, of duality and ego. This material world that we live in, the buildings, the houses, the taxes, the traffic lights, and so forth. And here, life revolves around survival, what you can achieve, what you can own, and how others perceive you. Do you see? Now, narcissistic abuse thrives in this realm because it feeds off fear, control, and the illusion of separation. And to go even further, the traits of the third dimensional world include duality, life divided into good and bad, right or wrong, success or failure. Fear, decisions driven by fear of loss, rejection or failure. And attachment, identity tied to external factors, titles, roles, relationships, and the things we have, the cars we have, the houses we have, the zip codes we live in. And specifically, the ancient Vedas from the Kali Yuga describe this state as the Kali Yuga, an age of dark ignorance, materialism, where humanity is trapped in illusions and desires. That's the third dimensional world. In fact, Sigmund Freud's concept of the ego, the psychoanalyst, aligns with this dimension. In fact, it is that the mediator that defines the self through external validation, perpetuating dependence on relationships that affect this dynamic. So you're stuck in this material world. And narcissists fully embody this third dimensional state. They use tactics like gaslighting, love bombing, and triangulation to maintain power and keep victims trapped in cycles of fear and dependency. Then you shift into the fourth dimension. And in the fourth dimension, this is a realm of transitions or purgatory. It's where awakening begins. And here you start to question the narratives that once defined your life, the certainties that once defined the absolutism in which you lived. And for an empath, this often happens after enduring the emotional and psychological wounds of narcissistic abuse. So the characteristics of the four-dimensional world include awareness. You begin to recognize the patterns and tactics used by the narcissist. Then there's emotional turmoil, which specifically means old beliefs and attachments are challenged, often triggering fear, anger, or confusion. Then there is the focus on inner work, where your shadow work, your dark side, becomes essential as you confront your deepest fears, wounds, and insecurities, because it's those fears that attracted the narcissist and made the narcissist resonant to you. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychoanalyst, describes this process as individuation, which is the integration of conscious and the unconscious mind. And during this stage, you reclaim parts of yourself that were suppressed or even distorted. Now, from an ancient wisdom perspective, and I love the Hermetic philosophy from ancient Egypt, or Kemet, this is the realm of alchemy, the transformation of the soul from the base metal ego into gold, wisdom, and love. Also, the Bhagavad Gita, the Hindu text, sacred text, portrays this dimension as Arjuna's crisis on the battlefield, where Arjuna must confront his duty, fears, and higher calling. So as you transition to the fourth dimension, awareness exercises like journaling, working with a coach like myself, and if I can be of help, type transform in the comments and let us know what you've been dealing with and how we can help you. Or as a licensed mental health professional can also help you. And mindfulness practices also interrupt the patterns that you previously lived in, these toxic patterns. Then mastering detachment, which is the ability to limit or cut off contact with a narcissist, which is often called gray rocking, sometimes yellow rocking, or if it's available to you, to go no contact. Then energy healing practices like Reiki or sound baths help to release trapped emotions and energy from your toxic past. And all of this, if maintained with consistent fervor, shifts you into the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is a frequency. And in the fifth dimension, it's not a physical place as much as it is an embodiment of unconditional love, unity consciousness, and divine purpose. Some people call this Christ consciousness. Some people refer to this as coming into non-duality from separation. It's where empaths really reclaim their power, not as victims, but as light workers and healers, you see. In the 5D, you no longer see yourself as separate from others or the universe. You understand that everything, including your suffering, has a higher purpose. And in the 5D, some of the traits include unity consciousness, which is the realization that we are all one, me and you. We are one. One. There is also the presence of love and compassion, not the ego-driven love of the third dimension, but a deep, unconditional love for yourself, acceptance of yourself. And when you accept yourself, it becomes possible to accept others as well. Then there is the activation of your purpose. You discover your calling as a light worker, teacher, or healer, using your experiences to guide others. And here in the Age of Aquarius, it symbolizes this dimensional shift, representing a collective awakening to higher consciousness. In fact, in one branch of Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism, the rainbow body is a state of transcendence that reflects the fifth dimensional experience. In positive psychology, this is identified as a state of self-actualization. You may have heard Maslow reference this, where you focus on growth, contribution, and fulfillment rather than survival. And how do you anchor yourself in the 5D? Daily meditation, aligning yourself with energy and high frequencies through practices like Kundalini yoga and transcendental meditation. Forgiveness, which is the ability to release resentment toward the narcissist and yourself, understanding that the abuse was a catalyst for your awakening. And then service to others, where you share your journey like I'm doing, support others, and embrace your role as a guide or teacher. And so here, it is also important to realize that there are traps of the third dimensional world that would try to bring you back. Because in the third dimensional world, narcissists thrived, as I said, in past tense, by manipulating the illusion of separation and scarcity. And I say thrive because the age of Pisces is gone. We're now in the age of Aquarius. And this is where the dismantling of old systems and timelines no longer sustain the fifth dimension because they are resonant to an old world. And so the tactics of the narcissist, like gaslighting, love bombing, and triangulation, are designed to keep you in self-doubt. And when you understand this, you break free by understanding that these are illusions, that the narcissist's power comes from your belief in their projections. Then you reconnect with your inner self, because practices like breath work and grounding help you return to your true essence. And then seek help from a community like this one, or from a coach who can help you, or other experts who can help guide you through this confusion. So beyond the fifth dimension lie the realms of pure consciousness and divine energy. Some say the sixth, the seventh, etc. And these realms are described in ancient texts like the Emerald Tablets and even the Tibetan Book of the Dead, where ascended masters dwell. While these dimensions are accessible, the fifth dimension is where our human journey shifts from survival to purpose. If this resonated with you, hit the notification button so you can be notified anytime there are new videos. Like, share, subscribe, and realize that escaping narcissistic abuse is not just a personal victory, it's a dimensional shift that empowers you to live in truth, love, and purpose. Shifting away from the fear of the third dimensional world through the awakening of the 4D, your freedom is in the fifth dimension. I send you love, peace, and happiness. And remember, there's absolutely no one like you. Keep shining.